Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a general reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Aries, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, you can find that information in my Buy Me a Coffee link. My official Instagram and TikTok all listed in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance. Aries, I hope that you're doing well. I'm going to be using two decks for your reading today. The first one is from a brand new deck, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun, and I'm already loving it. And I don't have the box for this one, but this is the Gilded Tarot by Ciro Marchetti. This general reading. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Pulling the base spread from the Oracle of the Radiant Sun for Aries, please. What messages do you have for Aries? Thank you. All right, now for the tarot cards. Whoa. Okay. Two more. Whoa, my goodness. They're all like falling off the table. Okay. 6 cards on the table. Anything fall down? No. 6 cards on the table. Let's see. 1 major arcana so far. Number 6. We start with number 6, which corresponds to the Lovers card in the major arcana. That's Gemini energy. Lover's card can talk about divine partnership, divine union, but it can also talk about being at a choice point, this place of decision making where our passions and our zest and our engagement with life hinges upon certain decisions that we make to move in the direction of our dreams, right? The card here, though, is order. Order. We can see the moon in the corner. I don't know what all of the I don't have them all memorized, the astrological signs, so I couldn't tell you what this one is. No idea. But there's something so regimented about this little garden depiction here, almost to the point of discomfort. I don't feel as though, it's not to say you're not orderly, Aries, but this feels so imposed upon you, is what I want to say. It's almost like if you were like in urban planning or something, I could see you looking at this situation. I told them not to do it, but we got to do what the mayor says, or something like that, where there was some kind of authority higher than you that asked you to enact or execute a plan that they thought was great, but I feel some bizarre resistance to how regimented everything looks. It's like all the little soldiers standing in a row. And I mean, you are represented by the Emperor card in the major arcana, so it's not like you're not used to kind of getting people in line. At the same time, I think that you only would like to do that if it was your idea. And there's something here that talks about the difference between what you wanted and what somebody else wanted. That's very important for some reason, because they differ. And it's like you expressed your discontent or disapproval, but something moved forward anyway, because you might not have been, for lack of a better phrase, you might not have been top dog in that particular scenario. But you came in with a lot of truth. Knight of Swords, you came in and like knife or not knife, sword wielded, I hope not a knife, saying, hey, like, but I have all the pertinent information that will help all of you. And I feel as though it kind of fell on deaf ears. It's what a strange message to get, but I'm just gonna keep talking because I just feel as though this is what Spirit wants to say. Oh, I was gonna pull a clarifier from the tarot, but I picked this one up instead. So I'm gonna pull from the Oracle deck. Can I get a clarifier, please? What's this all about? What's this all about, Spirit? Number 12 corresponds to the Hanged Man energy, and the word is escape. Wow, that's very interesting. This feels like Cancer energy with the Chariot represented down here. Kind of a monk in the corner. Neptune on the coin, I suppose. Escape. It's interesting because it's represented by the number 12. The number 12 corresponds to the Hanged Man in the major arcana, Virgo and Pisces energy. Hanged Man energy talks about being stuck. If it doesn't have to do with work, could be family. It's like having to play nice. It's like you having to play nice when all you want to do is just hightail it out of there. There's something you're privy to that other people are not. Some piece of information that you tried to express. It's almost like, you know, when you plant a hedgerow and you plant things too close together, eventually you're going to have to trim and cut and deal with the effects of all the roots being intertwined. And, you know, plants need space to grow. I'm just using this as an example, right? Plants need space to grow. I have like 100 plants in my bedroom, so like I care about my plants. And every once in a while they get too big and I have to repot them. And for that, there's always this kind of week where the plants are getting used to their new environment and they look like they may die. But they just need a chance to kind of acclimatize to their new pot, their new circumstances, and their new sense of freedom because they have more space to grow out. This is like constriction energy to me. And I can't let it go. I've got 4 more cards on the table. I can't let it go because Spirit won't let me. Things are like too close together. Maybe that's why the Hanged Man energy is here, because the Hanged Man energy is all about taking that 30,000 foot view because you're too close to something. We just need some distance to make heads or tails of everything. I feel like you want to get out of Dodge. So let's just say this is a work example, right? Like, and maybe you start to see a lot of people exiting the company. And you told whoever would listen, like, that's not going to work. These systems don't work, blah, et cetera, et cetera. And now you're at this point where, you know, everybody's jumping ship. And there's a part of you that also wants to jump ship. But it annoys you, right? Because it's not like you don't like the job, but you saw it coming. You saw all of it coming, and there was someone that didn't give you enough credit. They didn't put enough trust, right? So it leads to this number 10 card, which corresponds to the Wheel of Fortune. Organization. I mean, this does represent a kind of organization. But here, you know, it's kind of representing a farm and cattle ranchers and see how these, it's like a split screen. Spirit just said it's like somebody's voice was like, what are we really doing here? Are we growing wheat or are we taking care of cattle? Which one is it? It's this sense, you know, obviously that's not what we're talking about, but it's kind of like whatever company or organization or friendship group or some family dynamic, it's like we've lost the plot or we're trying to do too much. And so all this organization becomes disorganization. Does anybody know what's happening? And like, here's you over here, like, I don't know what to do anymore. I tried to explain to people and they don't listen. Right? 5 of Wands in the reverse to clarify that. Chaos and conflict and fighting, infighting, fighting within ourselves. Sometimes it can be a card of training, like we're play fighting so that when the real thing happens, we're ready. You got this card in reverse. What does that tell me? It's like, I'm not trying to fight anybody. At this point, it's like, cut your losses. But you could feel this. This is lingering, right? This is, because the card is in reverse, we can't quite move forward through the energy. It's kind of stale. It's kind of stagnant. So it kind of tells me that it's like you're stuck in this energy too. You feel very stuck. Not to worry, Aries, because change is coming. I'm going to pull a tarot card to clarify organization. What's this about? Because it's also represented by the 10, the Wheel of Fortune card, right? Like something is coming in divine timing for you. It's almost like respite is coming from this very sticky energy. It's sticky, it's complicated. Yeah, 4 of Wands in the reverse. It's the 11-11 card. The portal energy of celebration and firm foundation, and you got this card in reverse. 4 and 5 of Wands. The 4 of Wands in reverse, it's like things are up in the air. We don't know where we stand. You don't know where you stand. You know, this could have to do with, you know, a lot of the political climate, especially in the United States, where people's jobs and livelihoods are in question right now. It's like they've always been in question, right? But especially in this climate, it's very volatile. So you could be feeling this instability, right? This is not easy energy, Aries. Not easy energy. And the last card out here, number 11, the Justice card. So you got 10, 11, and 12. The Justice card referenced here talks about karmic balance, karmic justice, contracts and agreements and legal matters. The word, though, is idealism, and there's the sun represented down here. Idealism. You haven't lost hope. You haven't stopped believing in something. I mean, to a certain extent, it could be to your detriment, though, because I'm thinking of she's not an Aries, but she's a fire sign friend, and she's such a beautiful person, but she's almost loyal to a fault. And sometimes our loyalties can be misplaced. Like if we're putting all of our loyal energy into someone or something that ends up betraying us or taking advantage of us, not a good thing. I feel as though you're seeing that now, right? Because there was this sense of optimism and idealism and what you believed in. There's nothing wrong with that inherently. It's just that we have to make sure that we're being discerning about the company we keep. Because our time and our energy, effort, emotion, it's the most important. It's paramount. And we don't want to give it to people that don't deserve it, right? And it's clarified by number 16, the Tower. Blowing the crown chakra right off the top of this building in the depiction, and just saying, you know, spirit striking and saying, okay, you've been in this stagnant situation long enough. This is Scorpio and Aries energy. You've been in this situation long enough. You've given it the old college try, that expression. You did your best. You wanted to believe in the good of people. And Spirit is saying, unfortunately, everyone has free will, and they made their own decisions to treat you like crap or to misinform you, take advantage of you, etc., 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 and they no longer deserve your presence, or they no longer deserve your energy. And we're going to thank you, Spirit. We're going to shake things up. I'm going to pull a card from the Oracle deck because I don't know, my hand just went over to the Oracle deck. 3 cards. Seduction, rebellion, generosity. 12, 11, and 5. Seduction, rebellion, and generosity. Ooh, this feels like real tricky energy. This is like, you know, a tower doesn't have to be a bad thing. A tower can be somebody, a recruiter coming in to poach you. I've done that before. I've poached people before. I'm very proud of it. You want to look for the best. You want to work with the best. This feels like very seductive energy. Like if you're 1 foot out the door, this is the old boss saying, wait a minute, you know, we changed our minds about your pay. We understand you're upset, but like, let us make it up to you. We'll give you an extra week off every year. It's up to you whether you want to take it. Somebody's going to try and win you back if this is a relationship. Somebody's not giving up without a fight. But it's too late, isn't it? I mean, you do you. You have free will. I've been on both sides of that equation, right? Look, 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 look. Justice card in the reverse. You see? 11, 11, 11. Come on. And then you got the 4 of Wands, which is the 11-11 card. These are synchronicities on top of synchronicities on top of synchronicities. Justice card in the reverse. There is some karmic balance that still is owed to you. It's still owed. It's still playing out. There's still some lessons that you need to learn, that the other party needs to learn, but they're happening in short order because the Tower card waits for no one. It's incredible. Stand your ground, Aries. Right, remember back here? You knew what you were speaking was the truth. You knew it. Stand by that. Like, if you end up leaving an organization where you were, I don't even want to say whistleblower, but where you were trying to help and you were trying to point something out and people just wanted to quiet you or squelch something, stand by your convictions. Right? It's not about pride. It's about knowing what the truth is, right? And knowing yourself and knowing your integrity. Always stand by your integrity, no matter what happens, right? And let them miss you. That's what I have to say. That's not Spirit's advice. That's my advice. But do what you want. You have free will. That's your reading, Aries. I hope that it resonated. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Aries.